I feel like we're getting to the point where trolling is a detriment to society and communication on social media. There's been so many situations this year where I was saying the most innocuous thing or just asking questions of somebody and they thought I was attacking them. And I understand that people love to lean on the, oh, you're the common denominator. But no, there's a lot of people that's tripping out there because it's not me. There are times when it's me, but it's not me. For example, I was on Threads and they were discussing some term that clear people use. I think it's called like a hockey stick or something like that. And the person was like, oh, it's a positive term. And everybody was saying it was positive. And then there was this one black dude who was like, oh no, it's a negative term. I hang out with white people. It's a negative term. And so I commented to him. I was like, oh, since you hang out with white people, what does the term mean in a negative sense? Because I thought if they were going to say it in a positive way, it would be a hat trick. Because I'm like, oh, like a hockey related term, a hat trick is a positive thing. This man was like, you are trolling me and why you talking to me and all this stuff. And I just was like, some instances I can understand how tone is a thing and you can't read tone in text. But I have no earthly idea how this man read my comment in any other way than what I meant it. I just asked, what does it mean? And I gave a suggestion for like agreeing with him, like, oh yeah, if it was a positive thing for clear people, they'd have probably said a hat trick, not a hockey stick. And I'm just like, and then what typically happens is that we proceed to go back and forth because I'm saying I was asking a genuine ass question, and he's like, no, you were trolling. And I'm just like, I am so confused. Now, the reason I think trolling is an epidemic is because I usually have this happen on intellectual TikTok. Because if you've seen my videos, obviously I would follow a lot of like intellectual people, particularly black intellectual people. But I've had several instances where I'm just like watching the video and I'm like trying to either add to the conversation or ask a question. And because they're so used to people trolling, they think I'm attacking them. And then I'm like, oh no, like I was trying to like add to the conversation because, you know, I think that. And they're like, no, you're. And I'm just like, trolls don't usually respond like this. They usually keep trolling and saying troll ass statements. Like if a person is being genuine, they're not saying that they're not trolling and also being nice. Like if somebody says they're not trolling, they're usually still trolling, which goes to the other point of just in life in general, you cannot be inquisitive. You cannot ask questions because if you ask people questions, they will automatically take it as an attack. And half the time I'm like, I'm genuinely interested in you as a human being. And, you know, the concept, like I don't necessarily hate small talk, but you know, the concept of like, oh no, I don't want to small talk. I want to know what your deepest, darkest secrets are. Like I can do small talk, but also like, tell me why you chose the major at your school. Like my favorite question is, what were you gonna do with that? Like particularly if they don't work in the thing that they got their degree in. I'm like, so what were your original plans? And I'm genuinely interested. Like I'm just like, what was gonna be your diverted path? But I am so inquisitive, and there's just a lot of people who, no matter how genuine your question is, it's like you're attacking them or something like that. And I'm just like, we having this conversation. Don't you want follow-up questions? Don't you want somebody to show that you're interested? I'm not attacking you. I'm just asking a question. Sometimes for clarification, like, oh, okay, I didn't understand this. Like, okay, what about this? Oh, you don't believe me? But I didn't say I didn't. What? Like, I'm just like, communication has gone to hell in a handbasket, and I don't know if I could deal because it's affecting like so many things. Like I was on Instagram, and one of those meme pages, the person in the comments was like, oh, slide 7, what the heck is the girl talking about? I typed out what I was about to say and then went back to the beginning and put in parentheses like, please take this as a genuine suggestion because I'm tired of being yelled at by strangers on the internet for being a genuinely nice person. So please read it as that with this intention. And so I just was like, oh, if you read it, like, you see the quotation marks, it's like 3 different, sayings. I could see how it could be confusing. I wasn't confused by it, but I could see how you could be confused if you kind of reading fast and you don't know the quotation marks are like 3 separate things. And then some lady like responded to me like, I'm so sorry that you have to put that. I'm like, bruh, I just be here being regular. I don't even be trolling. I be asking genuine ass questions and people be yelling at me. And I'm just like, my natural personality is pretty direct, so I get it. But sometimes I ain't do nothing.